please like and subscribe.
Hello, collective. Welcome to your reading. All right, collective. This is a general spirit check-in, not a one-to-one spirit check-in. So you might not resonate with the whole reading. You might not resonate with any of the reading. Whatever you do resonate with, please take what you need and leave what you don't. I could be picking up on your energy or on the energy of someone who's in your energy. So if it doesn't feel like I'm speaking about you, please switch the energies around. Right. Creator of the Most High, Holy Spirit of the Most High, Great Mystery, Great Spirit, grandmothers and grandfathers and ancestors of the highest realms, please bless this reading. Please bring in the knowledge and the wisdom of the highest realms for the highest good that does harm to no one, for the collective. Thank you. All right. This, what we're listening to is 174 hertz, and it is a sound bath for pain relief and healing. All right. Okay, this is going to be a crucible reading. This is the boiling pot. This is the juice. This is the tea. That's what I should be calling these readings, is the tea. All right. No. The tea. Kind of looks like a tea too, actually, when you think about it. All right. What is the messages? What are the messages? Let the messages come through. Let them come through at the highest order. Only the knowledge and wisdom of the highest realms is welcome here. Let that be so. All right. Let's begin. So this is the tea. I don't take these readings these cards upside down. This way even, so everyone can see all the cards. Okay. So these cards is you and your person. These two cards can be interchanged. This can even be you and yourself, okay? And these two cards cannot be interchanged. These are the dynamics you're aware of. This is the thing, this is the dynamic, the empty well. Something's been emptied out of your relationship. Oh my goodness. And this is what you're not aware of with one of you or both of you, okay? Both of these cards is one of you or both of you. You know better than I do. What's on the bottom of the deck? Oh, beautiful, beloved. Radical acceptance. Number 2. So this could be about love. This could be about acceptance. This can obviously, yes, acceptance. This is the card that is supporting the entire reading. So love, acceptance. Can we still see that there? Where else can I put this where we can see this? I have to back up the camera a little bit too. Just put this right down here. Radical acceptance. There we go. Yes, this is, oh my gosh, holy smoke. Okay, you guys, put your seatbelts on, get your tea, get your whatever you're drinking, curl up if you can, get comfortable, whatever you're doing. So you have been going through, you or somebody else has been going through a period of healing. Whether 39 is significant to you, maybe you are 39 years old, maybe 39 is significant in some way, or when 39 is broken down, it becomes a 12. When 12 is broken down, it becomes a 3. So like Trinity and healing. Yeah. You've been doing a lot of detoxing, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. So I'm feeling like you've been doing a lot of alignment. You've been bringing yourself into alignment more with what is more authentically you. I feel like you are more aligned with your magician energy, because you certainly are over here. Joyful Muse number 33. Number 33 is a master number. It doubles in number. It doubles in measure of the number that it's reduced to. So 33 is a 6. 6 doubled is a 12. 12 also becomes a 3. So both of these are 3. Both of these cards are 3s. Interesting. Let's just look that up. What does 3 mean? I just want to be clear. Creativity, communication, optimism, and curiosity. Yes, and of course this could also be the third house of the zodiacal wheel, which will be communication and relationships. Communication and perception. Communication and perception, absolutely. So yeah, so whatever work you've done to detox, it aligned you with your creativity. You've become the joyful muse. Not only do you inspire others, but you are inspired, and you're inspired by what you've just come through, by your experiences, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Oh, I feel like you have a lot, whether you're a painter, an artist, a musician. I feel like your work, your art is very, very vibrant, very colorful, very full, like full, expressive, very expressive. If this is somebody else, okay, let's hold on. Let's just stay with the first timeline. So you going through detoxing required you emptying out your well. You needed to replenish. I feel like, oh my gosh, yes, 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 yes. Holy smoke. Okay, Creator. Your shadow was your guard. Your shadow was your guard, your armor, your protection. I feel like whatever you've gone through socially, your shadow was there to protect you, because whatever was going on around you was so, maybe this was COVID, I don't know, but there was some sort of event going on around you that was bigger than you, that you yourself couldn't accommodate. There was so much stress. People were angry. I'm just getting all this like, rah. And this was like, I feel like you became depleted to the point where your shadow had to become your protection. You'd been like emptied out. Whatever happened emptied you out. It was meant to empty you out. It was a contract with you and oh, come on, curriculum, the curriculum that you agreed to that would show up in your life is some sort of emptying out, something in your life that would grind away what was no longer true, grind away the aspects of yourself, the aspects of your life, your relationships, your workplace habits, your creativity, whatever this was, the crud that had built up over maybe even over decades. But whatever happened was meant to grind that all away. And what's left at the bottom of the well, I feel, is you. But it's time to replenish. Because your shadow can protect you. It will replenish you to a point. And I feel like this, in terms of what I mean by shadow, is like defensiveness, because whatever was going on around you was so intense. You had to like harden like an armadillo. Your armadillo, that's it. You had to become like an armadillo in order to protect yourself. And I feel like that's not your normal state of being, but that's what ground away the parts of yourself. And I'm feeling the parts that are ground away were parts of you that were like codependent, parts of you that were not confident in your magic, confident in your art. Your art is your magic. You know, I'm speaking to a joyful muse. So somebody who is like a muse, you're like, somebody who's like in direct contact with in direct connection with spirit. You know, I remember hearing Jeff Foster say this, and he said in some of his work, people asked him, oh, are you going to patent these things that you speak? And he says, no, how can I patent them? Where do they come from? He said, they're not mine. I'm just the channel. Like, where does anything come from? Like, I'm just the messenger of information that wants to be heard, information that comes onto this plane. He didn't say it in those exact words, but what he said was brilliant. And that's what I feel about you. You're just a channel, but for greatness, like a channel for, and I don't mean like to get all grandiose, but whatever you're doing is beautiful, just beautiful, very bold. Look at the paint and the fiddle and the kitty cat, you know, very instinctual, very in touch with your instincts. You know, cats are most alive when they're killing a mouse. So when I say instincts, I mean instincts. You know yourself to the heights and to the depths. And you do. You're very deep. Your well goes very deep. And I feel like this is number 7. When this number 16 is broken down, it becomes a 7. So I feel like whatever the depths of you has been uncovered for you. And what you're not aware of is that you have arrived. This is number 7 and this is number 7. So as above, so below as above. This is number 3, this is number 3. Holy smoke. This is like a perfect cross, like a perfect balanced cross. You're like in the wedding feast right now because you're home. This is incredible. Talk about beloved radical acceptance. Absolutely. Holy smoke. The numerology is incredible. So you are open. You're empty. You're open. It's time to be replenished. And you are being replenished because you have lay of the land and the ancestral wisdom. I'm feeling the lay of the land, you know, is the soul. I feel like you understand the language of the soul. And this is how you feed yourself, and this is how you feed people around you. Those that can receive that high vibrational food. You know, some people, when they're around high vibrational food, it'll actually make them sick. And what I mean by food is knowledge. You know, knowledge comes in and it can collapse things in us before we're ready for them to be collapsed. And a person can kind of like, I don't feel well, you know, like to know that they're out of alignment, something's out of alignment, and now they're aware of it. You know, absolutely. I'm actually feeling sick as I speak about it. It's giving me like an icky feeling. Okay, let's do some clarification. This is a beautiful reading, an absolutely beautiful reading. What should we start with? Okay, what is Me Talks, Creator? What is Me Talks? What is Me Talks? What is Me Talks? Actually, I'm going to put radical acceptance up here. There we go. Because I'm going to need this area for the cards. What is Me Talks? So when I see this, yes, you know your shadow. You know your shadow. Just like the cat. The cat's most alive when it's killing a mouse, when it's killing something. That's when it becomes alive, and it's every nerve is stirred and alive and vibrant. So being very in touch with your instincts, your primal instincts. But you also know yeah, I feel like you're incredibly wise. I feel like you are incredibly wise. Okay. What is Me Talks, Creator? Excuse me. Just 3. Okay. Yeah, whatever happened, you had to harden. I feel like your usual state is the state of your heart, but whatever happened, whatever was going on around you, I don't know if you were around like a lot of addiction where people would take advantage of your heart or what, but you had to protect your heart. It was wise for you to become like an armadillo. But you could only do that for so long until it began to affect you, until your relationship with that armadillo hardness began to affect you. And you being in a place of contemplation about where you were going to go, because you felt that you were beginning to lose your strength, beginning to lose your inner strength, because of having to keep yourself hardened, because of the environment that you were in, wherever you were. I don't know what was going on, but whatever you were, it almost feels like COVID. Like it was, remember when the world was shut down for that 3 months, and then all the industries that toppled after that, and just, oh my gosh, the world changed literally like almost overnight. You know, it's just horrific how many people ended up where they did with no homes and all of it. So yeah, that's what I feel is whatever happened ground away even your armadillo shell. And you knew you needed to get better. Not get better. You needed to get out of the environment that you were in. You needed to heal. You needed to heal. What's on the bottom of the deck? Yes. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. So you were no longer collaborating. And the lion turning its back on the past here, absolutely. You were moving forward. You're wanting to disconnect from a certain atmosphere that kept you depleted, that kept you hardened, depleted, and hardened from your natural state of love. But I feel like if you would have shown up in that natural state of love and open in the environment that you were thrust into, it could have been very detrimental to you. Okay. So your shadow, yes, your shadow protected you. And that's what I'm saying. Your shadow protected you. Your shadow protected you. What is this reading? Because we got 7 above and 7 below. So it's like you are exactly, and 7 is the spiritual number. It's the spiritual path. I feel like you were learning that you thought that your physical life and your spiritual life are 2 different paths. And I feel like in some ways they can be. You know, we have to make our paths straight, which means we have to align into the present moment. Align into the present moment. Bring our spirit into the present time. That's what makes our path straight. It's not about living a linear life. That's boring and ridiculous. And that'll work until it doesn't. But you living in the moment from your heart, all that's true is this moment. That's the only thing that is real is this moment. The past has already happened. It's what Mark chapter 5 calls a hell realm. The man that was demon possessed who lived among the tombs. You know, the Tibetan Book of the Dead calls that the realm of hungry ghosts. Because it's already happened and people are still looking to extract what they need out of the past. And they can't. The past is dead and gone. The future is an illusion. It doesn't mean that our future appointments and future plans are an illusion. No, those are plans and hopes and faith that we carry. You know, what does the Bible say about faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for. So it's a substance. It manifests on a different level. When you read the Tibetan Book of the Dead, you'll understand. You know, that's a very important book. It helps you understand the subtle levels of your psyche that we all fluctuate up and down in every day. I used to think it was just one big path until I read the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And then I began to see, okay, this makes a lot of sense. But I had to go through some things also too. What led me to the Tibetan Book of the Dead was a near-death experience I had I've had one when I was 2 years old, but also when I was 30, it was in 2012. And that changed everything. That changed everything. Changed everything about who I am. Okay, the joyful muse. What is the joyful muse? Creator, the joyful muse. The 9 of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and the 2 of Cups upright. Yes, like I said, your artist within you. You're a very powerful, whatever you do, that you're a very powerful creator. Whatever, if you're a content creator online, maybe you're a musician, maybe you're an artist, maybe you're a writer. I don't know what you do, but you do some sort of creation. You inspire others with your work because you know your darkest you know your darkest moments. You bring that onto this plane, acknowledging the place in humanity that humanity often looks away from. I'm hearing that song by Pink Floyd, On the Turning Away. Light turns into shadow or something like that, but it's such a good song. Okay, anyway, so you know your depths. You know your darkest depths. And you had begun, yes, you had begun dismantling your forest. The beaver cuts down all the trees, even creates a dam, Water can flow through, but he'll create an entire lake. But he'll down an entire forest, a part of an entire forest to create his home. And that's what I feel you have done, is you have dismantled a part of your life. Neurology, you've dismantled, how do I say this? The manifestation of neurology. The trees are the manifestation in your life of the neurology that you used to function. It's like an old operating system, and you dismantled this, and this old operating system is now part of your new world, which is the beaver's home. He dismantles the forest and builds his home with it. You've dismantled the manifestation of an old operating system, and you're building your new world with it. Oh my gosh. For the longest time, it felt like you were working and not seeing your results, not seeing the results that you wanted to have, that were going to yield what you wanted. It was almost like you were questioning, and I don't know if you were conscious of your questioning, or maybe this is not for all of you. For some of you, you were questioning, like, am I one of those people that suffers with no purpose behind it, like that just pointlessly suffer because there's no reason for suffering, there's no purpose in it, you just suffer for no reason? Like, what a hell realm. That's not how the world is. That's not how the universe is at all. It's not about reward and punishment either. It's about cause and effect. So suffering is an effect that also shifts you from the inside. That's its purpose, is to shift you on the inside and change you from the inside out. That's what suffering is. So that's what I feel, that you worked really hard in dismantling an old root system. Yes, you worked really hard in dismantling an old root system, an old operating system that had so much authority over you. Well, while you were eating from the depths, oh my gosh, while you were eating in the depths, from the depths, refragmenting, gathering your fragments through the dismantling of an old operating system, gathering the parts of yourself that you can. Many of us were not aware of this, and I speak of this in some of my other readings. I became aware of this about myself, and all of a sudden I could see this in all of us, that we are unconscious, or were unconscious shamans. And what I mean by this is, oftentimes we meet people when we're not healed and we're kind of living from our trauma. We will meet people that we don't know that our soul is strategically, even though it's unconscious, this is all unconscious, but it's still strategic. There is still some consciousness there. And it's operating from a strategy of meeting somebody that's going to help you recreate the atmosphere of your past, where you lost fragments of yourself when you were a child because you couldn't stand up to it. You were a child. But now that you're an adult, you can stand up to this atmosphere as an adult and call your spirit back into present time. And that's what I feel you've been doing. Dismantling an old operating system, gathering your fragments, eating from the depths, you processing what you bring down, you processing whoever you are. You can go to the depths of your own unconscious. It's like a symbolism that you know. You may not have the language for it, but you have a relationship to it. And here you go. This work that you've done in dismantling an old operating system has brought you union with you. This is like the lover's energy too. I see this as the lover's energy. The reunification of the masculine and feminine energies within you that make up your capacity to create such as you are with a master number. Yeah, your communication, you communicate your communication through your, you convey your messages, you communicate through your art, through your music, through whatever you do. Some people knit, some people crochet, some people sew, some people draw. So, some of you draw, some of you are content creators, but whatever you do, your message comes through. Beautiful. Oh, very interesting. Because you not only had to go and disconnect from an atmosphere around you that was very toxic, this atmosphere then also imprinted you. Like I said, your shadow was protecting you. And in order to release you into the light to create cleanly and not manipulatively, not in a negative, manipulative, passive aggressive way that's going to be like, like contaminating your audience with negativity or whatever. You're going to be doing it in a clean way. It's because you went up against your own Queen of Wands energy within you, which is like warlock energy. It's like the Queen of Wands, the feminine part of the magician, but in its toxic form. So very manipulative, very jealous, insecure, very selfish energy. And that's what I mean, creating just for you. No, you've had to lay hold of your selfishness. And that's what I mean, when you went up against this atmosphere and stopped connecting with it because it kept you out of alignment with you, then you had to go up against this atmosphere's imprinting onto you. And I suppose our own capacity, our own inherent capacity to be the Queen of Wands in reverse also. Let's be honest now, come on. We all have the capacity to be, to be absolutely saints. And we also have the capacity to be, little sinners or whatever, like miss the mark, be little assholes too, and including myself. So there we go. But yeah, it's not that you've conquered this. I feel like you have a relationship with this part of yourself. It sits at your round table. It makes me think of like Catch Me If You Can, the real guy behind the movie that the movie was about. the FBI, like he was such a good con that the FBI offered him a job. And now he helps catch cons and criminals because he knows every trick in the book. He was the best. And that's what I mean. That's what your Queen of Wands in reverse sits at your round table, because you know all this is the part of you that was just like that guy in the movie. You know all the games. This part of you knows all your games, all your manipulative tactics and strategies that you've had to use in order to survive. So this part of you helps you navigate the manipulation and strategies of others around you. So it's not that we conquer our shadow. We need our shadow to protect us, but not to consume us, not to overcome us. So it's got to be balance. And that's what I mean here. You've got beautiful balance. 7 above, 7 below. Spirit above, spirit below. You are aligned. Beautifully aligned. Okay. What is number 16, creator? What is number 16, empty well? What is the empty well? What is the empty well? What is the empty well? No, I'm not taking those. Make sure that nothing else dropped. What is the empty well? Beautiful cards. Very beautiful cards. Beautiful, beautiful. One more. There's one more. All right. The empty well, forgiveness. Taking responsibility for your life and planting a new garden, like I say. Creating from okay, hold on, it's here. Yes, when you were emptied out, whatever's happened, you found a level of like acceptance about it. You just have like a level of acceptance about it. You're taking responsibility for your well. This well is yours to keep it open. You're like a channel between you and spirit, you and the unconscious, you know, what's at the bottom of the well, you know, way deep down. Oftentimes there's like meditations that involve you going to a well and speaking into the darkness, into the unconscious. You know, that's often what that is. So it's you taking responsibility for your life, for your desires, for your fears, all your feelings, whatever, your passions, your hatred, your fire, your magic, taking responsibility for your intentions, your anger, your rage, your love, your glory, your sadness, just all of it, all your fire, the passion you feel, you're taking responsibility for it. Absolutely. Yes, and planting a new garden through what you're creating. You're planting a new garden that others can eat from. Oh my gosh. You are planting a new garden that's also bringing others abundance, that's also bringing others, and it may not be money. I don't feel like this is money. I feel like this is like clarity. You're helping others see their lives more intimately, lay hold of their lives more intimately, more purposefully, like on purpose, like living on purpose. And that's what I feel, because you're facing right toward your 10 of Wands also too. And so is the 5 of Swords in reverse. So this card and this card are both facing into your 10 of Wands. So You forgiving yourself, forgiving your life, forgiving the universe for the hand that you were dealt, having a great sense of like enlightenment, like understanding, seeing it all, understanding the big picture, like understanding how it all is. And then it collapses back down into little you, you know. And oftentimes, you know, we can remember those big visions, you know, and hold them and try to write them. I know I've tried to write them down and capture them, but you can never quite capture it, you know. I couldn't anyway in the exact ways, but it come pretty close, you know, where I can regain that expansion, that feeling of expandedness, and such a great understanding, such a great knowing. What's on the bottom of the deck for the gold foil creator? Yes, Two of Cups again. Two of Cups again. Beautiful. I feel like this is you having a relationship with you, forgiving yourself, absolutely understanding the decisions you've made, why you made them, why you had to make them, how they served you. Beautiful. Beautiful. What is lay of the land? And this is what you're not aware of now, is you have lay of the land. You have made it through the shadow. You have ascended your own shadow, and now you stand. They're saying at the doorway of the moon. You're in the doorway of the moon. Beautiful. So your intuition, your spirit, luminous, luminous. They're saying luminous, luminous. You're luminous. You're in the luminous realms. You know, it's like the Tibetan Book of the Dead. The highest realm is the God realm, where you're entering into the God realm. But you know, don't get seduced by that, okay? Because like Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche says, enlightenment is the ego's ultimate disappointment. Because even being at these high dimensions, you really realize that there's really nowhere to go. You know, there's nowhere to go. You see everything is really unfolding perfectly according to natural law. You see everybody by contract. Everybody's got contracts with whatever happens to them because of what the curriculum they signed up for. All of a sudden, from that expanded view, you see everybody's contracts. It's like an antinomian antinomial perspective where you understand the world, but yet, what are you going to do now? It's like what Ram Dass would say. He would say he came to the level of all-knowing, but continued to work as hard as he could to alleviate suffering. He said, because what else am I going to do? He's not going to go back into the illusion. He freed himself from the illusion. The illusion of whatever it is, the illusion of your identity, your role, your identity, your career, your this, your that, your role, your sense of self. And he said, what else am I going to do? What am I supposed to do with this knowing now? You got to come back down to earth and work as hard as you can to alleviate suffering, even though everything is perfect. Can you hear the paradox of it? Because what else are you going to do other than become this haughty, arrogant leader that's like all frustrated with the rest of the world because they're not up where you are? You know, I've had that conversation with myself. Trust me. Trust me when I say, like, it's, and then knowing the height I think I am is just an illusion anyway, because there really is no up. There's only in. You know, it's like the masters say, rank is truly rank. Like, and I mean that in every sense of the word. Rank is rank. Because it's bullshit. You're not going up higher, you're going in deeper. And when you say it that way, when I say it that way, the whole thing collapses. The whole, look at me, look at me. It all collapses because there's no more height. There's only in. There's only intimacy. 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 That's what it's all about. All right. But that's my journey. Four of Cups in reverse. The Magician upright. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Get one more. Yes, it's like you have sudden awareness. You've got new perspectives to your life. As I said, you have a new perspective. You have an enlightened perspective of your life. New approaches to old problems that aren't really problems anymore. They're more like you're kind of looking at them and kind of bowing now, like with respect. Like, okay, I see what you are now. I see what you are. And you're here in service of my growth. This is what strengthens your magician. And I feel like you're aware of your magician. But the reason that this is in your unconscious though. So I feel like you're not arrived yet. I feel, because you're not aware of this. So I feel like there's still more work to do, which there is. We're never done. But it's like, okay, it's like, how do I say this, Creator? How do I say this? The time of projecting your golden shadow onto, like, telling yourself that you're not there yet, that you're not good enough yet, that you haven't arrived yet, there's still more to do. Like, you're comparing yourself to, like, to Christ or Buddha or, Muhammad or whoever, trying to fill a role or a model. What was the message? It's like it's collapsing. It's oh shoot. Bring that back, please, Creator. You're trying to fill a role, trying to tell yourself that you're not good enough. That's what's finished. That's what's done. You're not aware of this. That's why you're not aware of this. And the Creator wants you to know that you have graduated major. You have a sense of arrival. You need to trust yourself now. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Look within. What you need, you have. What you need, you have. It's not to say to quit trying. It's not to say to quit learning. It's not to say to quit striving to move ahead and to continue improving yourself. It's not to say that. But it's to say that you are to now begin trusting yourself. Feeling you are arrived. Feel that with me right now. Feel, I have arrived. I have arrived. I have arrived. The work I have needed to do, I have done this work. I'm doing the work. And my work is already finished. I'm already having a sense of arrival. Even though even though you still may have future challenges, but you are arrived. You are. Feel that. Feel that. Don't think it, feel it. You know, it's like that feeling of, oh, when I do this course, then I will be. No, no more using that language anymore. It's not then you will be, it's you are now. That's the language the creator's asking you to use, is you are now, and feel into this. Make room for this. See, according to shamanism, you cannot bring something, a new energy into you unless you've made room for it. Unless you've developed a relationship with it and a relationship with a part of yourself and teach it how to receive this. And how do you receive it? You teach it how to feel. You teach yourself, you remind yourself how to feel. You know, I do this with money and with subscribers and stuff. Like, imagine I have 10,000 subscribers and I just get this like, oh my god, I feel like I'm way up high, holy shit, you know. Like, it's like how it makes me feel. Imagine you have $1 million in the bank. Like, just imagine it. Just imagine you have $1 million in the bank. You never have to worry. Doesn't mean you don't have to go out. It doesn't, maybe you want to go out and work at Tim Hortons anyway. You don't have to, but you can. And this is what I'm saying. How do you bring abundance to you? Just like that. Exactly like that. You're not making money. You are attracting to you what you naturally are, which is the magician. Okay? And that's what I mean. You have arrived. You have arrived. The Creator wants you to know you have arrived. Yes, there will be other battles. There will be more challenges to come. But you can't face those challenges if you keep breaking your own balls and making yourself think that you haven't arrived yet. Okay? That's what they're saying. I can't make this any clearer. I don't know how to make this clearer, but you have arrived. You have arrived. You have changed your destiny, and yes, you have the capacity, you have the potential to be incredibly wealthy. Incredibly wealthy. You know, continue feeling your way through life, feeling your way through your day, through your moment. You know, just even imagining yourself being happy will change you into being happy. You know, the thing is the soul gets addicted to negativity, and we have to tell ourselves to stop it. And that's exactly what you've done. You've not only stopped it, but you've entered into a relationship with it. So when you start feeling that, like, oh, woe is me, and you're like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? Do we need to have a crying session? Do we need to have a moment where we're going to be like punching the pillow and going, motherfucker? Because if that's what we need, let's go do it. You know, you don't suppress your darkness. You don't shut it out. You don't suppress it like a parent suppresses their child. You know, like, I'm not saying that you're doing that at all, but this is, you know, oftentimes what happens, you know, is you give that part of you a voice. You give that part of you a voice, and that's why you have radical acceptance. That's why you are where you are, and that's why they're asking me to bring in these examples, is because you have the capacity. You are in the upper realms. You are in the upper realms, in the upper room that even the Bible talks about. You are there. You live there. You just don't know it. I think you're like Harry Potter, you know, the kid that grew up under the stairs that was all beaten down, and I don't think he was ever beat, but emotionally and psychologically he totally was. You know, and being in this place of feeling ashamed and small and less than, you know, and that's the whole thing, is Hogwarts slowly building him up. And that's what I'm feeling, is that your relationship to your own magic, your own shadow, your own darkness, that's where your magic is. And that's what inspires your creativity and helps you feed others. That's beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Oh, jeez. Okay. You're navigating yourself through your shadow and through the underworld. I feel like this is like the underworld inside of you. And your ancestral wisdom is what was guiding you through your darkness, helping you ascend, feel your way through the darkness. Can you hear that language? Not only feel your way like you're feeling with your hands along the walls, but feel your way. Feel your way through yourself, through your own darkness, ascending up through yourself. And I feel like, because what they're showing me is you have released yourself from a relationship that was around you where you were in bondage in the darkness. You were kept very small. This is symbolic. I hope this is symbolic. I hope this isn't literal. That you were kept in the dark, like in chains, kept very small. I feel like you kept yourself there out of loyalty and love for people in the old atmosphere back here that was so harsh. You know, holy smoke, you've really come through like a lifetime of challenge and warfare, victory, battles, more victory. Like, holy smoke, you're like incredible. But yes, you have victory. Someone else when you made it through you and knowing you, who you are, somebody else that tried to keep you in a place of unsuccess, I don't want to say they tried to keep you there. Nobody can do anything to you. You keep yourself there. And we'll use other people to self-sabotage us, and we're not aware of that. We're not aware of it until we become aware of it. What the hell part of me is okay with this fucking relationship? Like, what the hell? So that's it. But somebody that you defeat a part of yourself that kept you very small in the relationship of the past, and you overcome this. You have overcome this. You have defeated this. You have removed a crown of authority out of your life and its roots. I'm hearing, and its roots. You have arrived. Holy smoke, what's on the bottom of the deck here? Oh my gosh, are you freaking kidding me? The Two of Cups. What? Oh. As the Buddha said, be a lamp unto your own path. I feel like you are your own soulmate. Oh, this makes me want to cry. This is such a beautiful, beautiful feeling that I'm getting inside my heart, in my chest, and in my belly, in my solar plexus. Just such a beautiful feeling of love, trust, loyalty, soft, gentle, patient, long-suffering, enduring, persevering, knowing, with a deep knowing. Beautiful energy. Very beautiful energy. All right, you guys, I am going to leave this reading here. Thank you so much for tuning into this reading. I hope this reading is useful. You guys have done an incredible job. I feel like you are your own soulmate. Whatever jobs, whatever work you have done, you have finished a critical layer of your work, and the Creator wants you to know that. All right. All right, you guys, you take care. Job well done. You guys take care, and I'll see you in the next reading. Alrighty. Bye. If you resonated with this reading, perhaps you will like this reading.